Okay, hey, so let's dive into how to execute these orders on Interactive Brokers. So Interactive Brokers just made an update, so this is the updated version of the app. Now, on Slack, you'll find the trade alert in the trade alert channel. This is what the trade alert looks like. This is coming from another brokerage, Tasty Trade, but I'll show you how to execute this into Interactive Brokers. Now, when you see this trade alert on Slack, I'll point out all the important variables that you need to know. So we are trading a strategy called Iron Condors, and the fill price here is 2.00, which converts to $200. And the expiration is also here, July 18. It's always the next day. The quantity is also here, one contract, one Iron Condor. And then you have the strike selections all here, okay? And there are labels here that designate what these strikes are. So you have 4505, 4510 puts. It says P for puts. Same thing for calls, 4545, 4550 calls. So you have this, all here. Now let's hop over to, Interactive Brokers. And one really important thing that you should keep in mind is that it's really easy to remember this if you just remember the two numbers that you are selling. So typically it is the ones that you are selling. So 4510 and 4545. And so just remembering those two numbers, you can hop over to Interactive Brokers. So when you hop over to Interactive Brokers, this is going to be your screen. On the top right hand corner, you'll find the search icon right here. If you initiate the search, you'll find SPX, and then you'll click on Options Chain and Strategy Builder. You click on that. Now you are taken to the option chain. First thing you're going to notice on top is the expirations, 0 DTE and 1 DTE. We trade 1 DTE, so almost all the time you're going to avoid this part when you're entering the trade. So we already have this selected, okay? Now, this entire right side of the screen, these are puts. And the left side of the screen are calls, okay? Calls are here. And in the middle are all the strikes. So first thing we want to do is look for the strikes. And remember, what were we focusing on? 4510 and 4545. 4510 on the put side is what you will focus on first. So you'll see here 4510 and then 4505. On Interactive Brokers, if you put your finger right here, this will turn red, okay? And when you put your finger right here for the 4505, this will turn blue. Same thing for the call side. If you put your finger here, this will turn red. And if you put your finger over here, this will turn blue. This is the price of SPX. A really neat trick is that you want these sell strikes to remain red. Red should be the closest color to the SPX price. And here's an example. So I'm on Interactive Brokers right now. This is the option chain. I have the expiration selected. Let's select the strike. 4510 turns red. 4505 turns blue. And notice how these are in $5 increments, right? And that's why it's important just to remember those two numbers, 4510 and 45. So the next thing you want to do is you have two strikes selected, which are the puts. Now let's go over to the calls. 4545, 4550. So you have everything selected, right? You have the expiration, you have the 4510, 4505, you have the 4545, 4550. I'm going a bit fast here because you can always rewind and look at the strikes over here. See that it matches up. And so once that is done, on the bottom corner of the screen it says order, right? Negative 1.70. Go ahead and click that, and you'll be taken to the review page. On the review page, you want to make sure that it does say Iron Condor. And you can also see that there's a price right here. Negative 1.75 to 2.45. That's just the market bid and ask. Now, when you're new to interactive brokers, you may not have live quotes enabled, and I'll show you how to do this at the end of this video, just so it's shown correctly. The next thing you want to do is just confirm, right? Just confirm that this is correct, that you're selling the right strikes. You know, selling right here, selling, you're buying the right strikes, you have the right expiration. The biggest mistake is that sometimes people pick the wrong expirations. The next thing is the quantity, right? The trade alert will always have the quantity. So if it's 1, you just select 1. If it's 2, you select 2, right? Pretty straightforward. And the next thing you're going to see is the limit price. The limit price is what we fill for. And because my trade alert filled for 2.00, you would also try to you would want to kind of match that, right? And the thing is that sometimes there's a lot of people trying to fill these strikes, and sometimes you might not be able to get it for 2.00. And I'll show you an example of how you can fill your trades. And so in order to fill your trades, I'm going to submit a sample order, right? This is not going to fill. So I'll just enter in something like 2.20. This is not going to fill. Just an example. So we'll submit this order and click transmit order. And on your interactive brokers, it might be a slide, right? I just have this set up as a button. And so when we transmit the order, it's going to tell us that the exchange is closed. Of course, let's see. Give me 1 second. Obviously, the exchange is closed. It won't let me place the order right now, right? But if it did, it would just show up as order submitted. And if it does not show filled and it's not in your position screen, it means you did not fill the order. And let's see. So the market closes at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but you can get your orders in up to 4:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you submit this order before 4:15, this will show, submitted. And there is a modify button here. And if it does not show filled and it does not display in your position screen, you have to modify your order. There's 2 ways you can access the modify button. Number 1 is once you submit the order, it will be on the page after you submit it, showing you the whether or not it got filled or not. And the second place is let's just say we left the screen. We don't have that screen anymore. The second place is the menu button. You go to menu down here in the bottom right and you click on transactions. Once you click on transactions here, this will take you over to the order screen. And I'm going pretty fast here because you can kind of rewind and take a look at it. And so, for example, there is an order screen here, right? These are canceled right now because I placed them after the market closed, and that's why it didn't go through. But usually, if you place the order before 4:15 and it hasn't filled yet, it will sit here as pending, and the quantity here will show 0 out of 1, meaning that it has not filled yet. So what you would want to do is you would want to click on that order, right? And it's important not to have duplicate orders, right? Obviously these wouldn't be here, but you would have a pending order here that hasn't been filled. You would click on that, and that would take you to, well, for now I can't click on it, but let's just say you were able to. It would just take you back to the order screen. And I'm just going to pull it up just as an example. It'll take you back to this screen where you can modify your order, right? It'll take you to this screen, and all you have to do is just go back in and change your order limit price. So if 2.00 didn't fill, then the next thing you would have to do is put in 1.95 and make sure that it shows credit. Some people make a big mistake with interactive brokers because they take out the negative sign and it turns into a debit. You don't want a debit, right? You always want a credit when you open up. And so again, if you don't fill, drop your price by 195. Submit it. If it doesn't fill again, drop the price by 190. Keep doing this until it fills, right? That's the most important thing. It's just getting filled. Once it fills, you'll get a screen that says filled, and you'll find it on the positions portfolio tab here, right? And so this is where you'll see your order. And for the following day, right, if you wanted to close your position or anything like that, you would click here on your position, and that will open up a page here, right? We'll open up the page. It'll look like something like this, and to initiate that close, you would want to click this area right here. There's two ways to access it. You can click here, or you can click this menu button up here. Okay, so let's click that bottom one instead, the first one. So now it gives you some options. You can close the whole position, or you close the side. Sometimes we'll close the side. Most of the time we'll close the side. And so if you click close side, it'll ask you, hey, do you want to close the call side or the put side? And that will typically be given to you in the trade alert. And so let's say we close the call side. When we close an order, it should always be a debit, right? And so by default, it will show it as a debit, which is completely fine. And that's where you enter in the limit price for how you would want to close. And once that fills, it'll show, in the orders tab, and it'll reflect here on your positions tab. And the same thing with, filling your order. If it doesn't fill, you have to increase your limit price higher. So when you're selling to open, you have to decrease your limit price. You have to decrease your credit in order to get filled. But when closing, you're closing for a debit. And to close for a debit, sometimes if it doesn't fill, you have to sometimes pay a higher price to get it filled. It's just based on market supply and demand. So hopefully that helps. And the next thing really is just showing you how to get to the market data. So first thing you want to do is go into more. Head over to, it might be, let's see, it should be configuration. No, it's not configuration. Oh, actually, let's scroll all the way down and go to account management. Account management's right here, and there's market data permissions. You'd want to click on that, and that will take you to the market data permissions. And having live quotes is very important because you want to make sure that you have the right prices there. And so the first thing you want to do is probably go over to your subscriptions, and there's a icon right here for the gear icon. Head over to the gear icon, scroll down, there's a quotes bundle here. It says quotes bundle. Click on that. You'll be taken to this page. Go ahead and add CBOE, this one, and also US equity. I have a professional account, so I have to pay this price. But if you have a personal account for non-professional use, then typically that's waived if you trade enough. It's waived every month if you like make enough trades. And so once you have that set up and you look at quotes, just on the top left hand quarter right here, your clocker, that icon won't be yellow anymore. And that's kind of how you know. But that should conclude the video. I essentially covered how to execute the order, how to close the order, how to get filled, because getting filled is the most important part, and how to activate your market data. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll update and make some new videos.